just like chilling on the bed.
We're just chilling on the bed. It's a Sunday. Are you hungover?
No, surprisingly not.
You're not?
No.
Okay, I'm not either.
But I look so dead.
You
Like
look
my
good.
bangs are like.
I'm like, this is a perfect way to start the episode. Okay, perfect. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Scent with Emphasis. On this podcast, I have been all over the place, I feel like, on different episodes. One episode, I'll talk about drinking and partying and that you need to live it up and that you can't sleep and you need to just go for whatever you want. And then the next episode, I'll be like, you guys need to stay in. You need to make these habits. You need to go for a walk, implement these healthy habits. But that's kind of what we're here to talk about today. We're going to talk about balancing both sides of the spectrum. And I'm sitting across Shitty. And we don't call her Shitty because she shits a lot. We call her Shitty because it's Olivia Schmitz. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We started this. We're both like, we're going to talk about a good lifestyle. We're going to talk about healthy habits. And we're like, are you hungover?
No, literally, like, are you dead or is it just me?
Yeah, like, I don't feel good. On the way over here, dude, I was like, oh, maybe I'll pick up a bottle of wine. I'm like, I seriously can't do that for this episode.
No, it's so bad. I was like, oh, I need a detox. So I've been like juicing all week after like a 5-day bender. And then I'm like, okay, it's so stupid. I'm drinking celery juice, but then like drinking tequila shots like 2 hours
it's like
later.
bouncing back and forth. I'm like, maybe if I have 5 smoothies, I can balance that with 5 more vodka shots.
Literally.
It's perfect. Wait, you've been juicing?
Yeah, I juice often, but
how does that work?
Well, you just get a juicer.
Okay.
I guess you can blend it too, and then if you have a cheesecloth, you can like squeeze it out.
Okay.
But I just have a juicer, and then I just usually do like celery juice or like celery, lemon, aloe.
Is that what you
ginger.
drink all day then? Instead of eating?
No.
You're like, oh my God. No.
Oh my God.
You're like, I have it as a side for my McDonald's, okay?
Like, yeah.
Like we said, balance, okay?
This
Whole
is
theme
balance.
balance.
No, I usually drink it in the morning on an empty stomach.
I actually went on a kick for that for a while.
It's so good.
I think it was during COVID when all like the healthy stuff was trending, and
Yeah.
I put apples, celery, bananas, then a couple other things, and just drink that first thing in the morning.
It's so good. It like really clears you out. Like, you get a lot of bowel movements.
It's like a deep loader, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
It
insane.
reminds me of Smooth Move tea. Have you ever had that?
And it works really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're Shitty over there. Speaking her name. Speaking her fucking truth. All right. Anyways, that's a perfect segue into this. We're already on topic. Shitty is a health guru. I feel like you have been for a while.
Yeah, it's something that I've had as like a hobby since like high school because of like health diagnosis that I had. Then as I've become more individual and independent, it's definitely grown into like a lifestyle.
And you've also made it your major. Was it your major
Yeah.
when you were coming into school?
No,
Let's go through it.
my
Okay.
major. Okay, this is like crazy, but my major was neuroscience. Like, I don't know who the fuck I thought I was going in.
What was your first semester of classes for that?
I don't even know.
You're like, I failed out of all of them.
It was
okay?
like literally
Didn't count.
online. I was like crying like every day, depressed as shit.
Oh my God.
It was bad.
Yeah, that was during COVID
Yeah.
too. Okay, anyone listening, imagine studying neuroscience off of fucking Canvas and Zoom. You can't do it.
In a closet with a stranger. I mean, I love my roommate. We got
Yeah.
along great, but I'm stuck in a room with a stranger.
Yeah, literally the streets of our college town were shut down. Shitty's just crying in her room. You came over to my place a lot though. No, we went over to the guys.
We went over to the guys' house all the time. I'm like, they were like my big brothers. They literally took care of us.
Yeah, that apartment was scary.
No.
It was actually a portal.
Some of my like worst nightmares happened there.
Seriously, I would walk in and be like, God, I really hope I don't see this person. And they would just walk through the door. Like their parties brought so many random people together.
Really, really random people.
They would wake up, you guys, and all of their, what are those called? Not fire alarms.
sprinklers.
No. Wait, what? The carbon monoxide detectors?
yeah.
But they're not. Smoke alarms.
Oh.
All of their smoke alarms would just be sitting on their kitchen table.
Wait, when the batteries were out too.
Yes, and then their toilets would be broken. There'd be random people sleeping on their couch. There was the only apartment in the whole building, mind you, that didn't have a balcony. And there was no natural light in there. It was seriously a cave.
No, it was. And like one time we were there and this girl with an alter ego was like hitting on me. That's probably the weirdest thing I've like ever witnessed like at that apartment.
Oh my gosh.
It was like I just thought she was being nice, and then all of a sudden like I realized like she's hitting on me, and then she's telling me about her alter ego.
Her alter ego.
Mm-hmm. It was like her. It didn't make sense that she really called it an ego because it was like another person. Like she had like two.
Is she bipolar?
Identities.
Is she just using that as a
See,
a different word for bipolar?
It kind of reminded me of like the themed like Barbie movies. So like, you know, in this one, Barbie is like the normal Barbie in a dress. But then,
but then all of a sudden, mermaid Barbie.
All of a sudden she's a mermaid.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's kind of how this girl was.
Where did this girl come from? Did she know any of the guys?
No.
That's the best part. They never knew who was there.
I'm like, who is that?
Knew.
Ask Jack. Yeah. Jack's like making like cocktail weenies like in the corner in the crock pot.
Shitty, do you remember that? Okay, the first game day of this year was COVID. This was 2 years ago. And they had a game day party in their apartment, which that day was actually crazy.
That was so fun. Okay, our pictures are really cute.
Our pictures were so cute from that day. Shitty and I ate all of the fucking weenies.
I don't think I left the crock pot, bro.
And the thing is we got the sauce everywhere. We were not clean about it whatsoever.
No, and then there was like pickles. Oh
yeah, we ate all those pickles.
The mini glizzies in that barbecue sauce.
It's crazy. That place was wild. We would always say we'd show up there at like 1 p.m. and think we'd there for like maybe an hour, and then we'd leave and it's 9 p.m., 2 a.m. We're like, what did we do for that long?
No, like
literally.
Actually, like what happened in there?
It was so weird.
Like a portal.
It seriously is. I don't even remember what we were talking about. How did we get on this? Oh, you depressed in your dorm room and coming over.
Yeah, so somehow those like correlate.
So somehow this all correlates to balance. Okay, everyone, just a little bit of balance. But okay, you were a neuroscience major.
Yeah. And so
when?
then last semester, so my junior year, first semester I started to like change the electives that I was taking, and then
wait, hold on, my doctor is calling me.
Okay, that's
I'm actually
strange.
not kidding. My OBGYN is calling me. Speaking of balance, okay. They're just confirming my appointment, everybody. So I am healthy.
No worries. We're good.
Let that be proof. That was also not paid. That was just perfect timing, you know, just right in the episode. Anyways, you switched major. Weren't you going for pediatrics?
Yeah, so neuroscience is like a pre-med major, and then I just wanted to specialize in pediatrics, which I still do, but a little different.
I can so see that.
And so then I was like started taking nutrition classes, and then I switched to being like pre-nutrition and dietetics. And then at semester last year, this is where it gets crazy. At semester last year, I applied to the program, got into the program, and before the end of the semester last year, dropped the program and was nutritional science. My advisor literally like wanted to kill me.
She was probably like, "Are you dumb?
She's probably like, are you okay?" That's probably actually what she was thinking. Because I mean, a semester is only like what, 3 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went through a lot of shit barely in 3 months. A lot of like good self-growth, but like
most people have their best friend or their mom on speed dial. Shitty has her advisor on speed dial.
Hey, are you available today? She's like my therapist, my friend.
You're like, I'm so hungover. I need to talk through stuff.
No, there was like 1 week when I was going through this transition. I literally talked to 4 different advisors.
Really? Was it all in different schools?
It was it's all in Cal's, but it was a dietetics advisor. My advisor from before, like nutritional sciences advisor, a pre-health advisor, to make sure that this could even work. And then I talked to a global health certificate advisor to make sure that changing schools would work out. Literally 4 of them.
Dang.
I was like on the grind. I'm like, wow, I did a lot of adulting here.
You're like, this is too much for me. It's networking, but make it advisors.
No,
okay.
Literally. Yeah. So now back to nutritional sciences. Honestly, they crossed over a lot. Like I still have to take a lot of nutrition classes and like dietetics they just transitioned well into this major, so it works out.
Okay, so your major title now, isn't it holistic health?
Well, so nutritional health is like a lot of holistic health because, well, depending on what you want to do, but there's like, I want to go to DO school, so like Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine, which is more that holistic care, not jumping into like medicine right away. Like you're finding like alternative forms to heal.
That makes sense. So you kind of started this health journey, you said freshman year of high school.
Yeah.
Did you have your health diagnosis before, after that? Was it something leading up to it?
So I was on birth control.
Love.
And I was hot, a 15-year-old. I like look back and I'm like, I had like double D's. I was like literally like still like a size 2, like teeny tiny, and like
Shitty was a smoke.
No.
Age 14.
Yeah, I was like a Bratz doll, bro. Like it was insane. But then my insurance, like, you know, sometimes they just literally switch the brand of like medicine that you're on.
They do that all the time.
So next thing I know, I'm on a different birth control, and I think I'm like just chilling, and then all of a sudden it's like gains 30 pounds and like all this like inflammation, and it honestly, I feel like it didn't look like, was it fat? Like, you know, like it was like so much inflammation.
No, you've never looked big or anything.
Like it was just really bad, and it didn't really agree with me well, and so
How long did it take for you to gain that weight? Because I feel like
switching
switching
over
medicine.
a year.
Okay.
I would say. I mean, it's probably shorter than that, but I would say like it's settled definitely.
Okay, makes sense.
And I mean, weight doesn't matter, but it was just like a very rapid change for me, not really changing like my lifestyle or anything. Kind of like flip a switch and have that.
Especially when you're in either middle school or high school, it's not like you're making that high school college transition.
Yeah.
Like you're still in sports, you're still active.
Yeah,
and
like
your body's
I didn't
not
change anything.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't like that normal, like my body was maturing. It was like unhealthy. You know,
yeah, you're not eating 18 mini glizzies like we were sophomore year.
Yeah,
of
we figured it out since then. But then later on I got lab tests done, and then it came back as like PCOS and Hashimoto. So it's like an autoimmune thyroid disease. And so like basically my body just like produces too much of the wrong hormones and not enough of like other hormones, in simple terms for the listeners, to kind of like give me that balance. And like gluten is like such a huge triggering, it's like poisonous to my thyroid basically, which is so weird to think. But now that I feel like I have like that aspect of my health under control, like even going out is more, not like enjoyable, it's always been fun. But like, we're here to talk about balance. I just feel so much more confident like going out and like, yeah, who doesn't wake up from drinking? I mean, yeah, the day moves on and then all of a sudden like the bloat from the night before, like the inflammation just like kicks in, you know? And I just feel like I'm in like a better place with all of that.
Are there different alcohols that you had to remove as well?
Yeah, so beer has gluten. Some rums have gluten, which is like, so there's so many weird things.
Would it be enough to make you throw up on the spot, or would it be just something that clearly doesn't agree with you?
For me, yeah, it'd be like a clearly does not agree.
Okay.
Like I've never like thrown up from eating gluten, but I get like so bloated and distended. Like my stomach is like, it looks like somebody literally blew up a balloon like to the max, and it's like rock solid.
Yeah.
And I get like a rash, kind of like a breakout on my cheeks and my chin.
That's interesting.
And it lasts. I get so constipated, and it lasts for like a week. Like it's awful.
Gosh. So for listeners who feel that there's certain foods that bloat them or certain alcohols that don't agree with them in ways that you've described, kind of similar symptoms, what's an easy way to go about seeing what doesn't agree with you and actually knowing what you're kind of inflamed to?
So this is something really cool. Well, I did a food journal for 2 years. I tracked everything I ate, the workouts I did, and when I did them for 2 years, just to kind of see like what my trigger foods were. And this is before I had blood work done and like knew all of this stuff. I was kind of trying to take an individual approach to it. But one of the coolest things I learned, and like this kind of goes for anybody listening that might have issues. I mean, there's definitely things you eat that are just going to bloat you just because of the nature of how they're made. And that's where the balance comes in. But I go to a holistic doctor right now, and he said your body knows and it speaks to you. And so if you're eating something and you don't like the taste of it, or you're drinking something, you don't like the taste, the texture, even though it's like quote unquote healthy, like it's not healthy for you. Your body does not like it.
Interesting.
Yeah. He's like, everybody always feels so pressured and just like they have to do these health fads and have to do, I don't know, they have to like it because it's trending or their friends like it or it's an adult thing to like mushrooms. Like everybody's taste palates are different and your body knows what it likes and it doesn't like.
So your taste buds are like little fucking soldiers that are speaking to you. They're like, so even if someone is like, I don't like the taste of beer or I don't like the taste of the cereal or sandwich or whatever it is, it's actually could be something more internal.
Yeah,
like inflammatory.
Could, like I don't know if it would necessarily be like inflammatory or like necessarily internal, but there's a lot of things that if you're having bad effects from things, like there could be something deeper. And it honestly might not even be an intolerance, but it could just be as something as simple as like the sugar alcohols that are added or like the oils that are used. I know like oils are like such a big topic of conversation right now and like what is a healthy fat and eating healthy fats. Like there's so many on TikTok. That's like all that comes up on my TikTok feed is like what I eat in a day and nutrition and all
the
this
omegas
shit.
And
yeah, and like that stuff is like healthy. It's so good. But there's a certain point where it gets kind of scary because there's a fine line between eating healthy and being aware of all of those things and then being like hyper conscious, you know, of that. You know how it is. Like we'll go out and we will eat popcorn covered in butter and salt. That's made with like such bad oils. That is all fake in there. But like you can't hold that against yourself because you ate it, you know? That's what I struggle with like the most about a lot of trends. It's not that their facts are wrong, but it's like everybody is so individual. Like even me and my sister. I mean, we're like, she's my sister.
Yeah.
But she eats healthy, but the stuff that she eats and the amount of times that she eats in a day, like I could never. Like my body could not handle that.
It's so true though, too, because when people are, like you said, on TikTok or on social media or on these places where they're seeing these diets, it's not a one size fits all. Okay.
No, yeah.
It's not some diagnosis that worked for that girl that's going to work for you. And I think that has been something that social media in this generation has been so bad at because we're not looking at ourselves individually.
Yeah.
We're looking at the person next to us and what did they do? And is that going to work for me? It's just, who knows? Some people are out there, like you said, juicing. Maybe someone's juicing tomatoes. Okay, maybe you have acid reflux and you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't tell what you do and if it's going to work for the next person. You just can't.
Like, or you just don't like it. I mean, when I started like the celery juice thing, I have these awesome books for any listeners who like want to get started. Maybe you have inflammation, maybe you don't, or like you just want a fun segue into like picking up a new hobby. They're literally right there on my thing. But the medical medium books by Anthony William are so awesome. I love them. Are they like recipe books?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So it's like books. It's like nutritional education books kind of mixed in with like recipes. Like it is, I love them.
Yeah.
They have taught me so much. Like they're just really cool. He's a doctor too. So it's like, oh, you know, from a good source, but
it's cool too that you not just study it, but you study it beyond school.
Yeah.
Like you're reading
think,
it individually.
Like, that's where it really came in to the hobby. When you're studying something, you're kind of just learning by the book. And like also like the actual science, like the biochemistry of it. And of the food makeups, which is super cool, but that's not real world.
Yeah.
You know, you're not going to talk to somebody about that and they're going to understand it.
Yeah.
I think like
needs to be applied.
Yeah, it needs to be applied. And like, I mean, I don't even have a degree yet. Like I am like, I'm a nobody.
Well, yeah, we should do a disclaimer. Shitty's not a doctor. She's not a licensed dietitian. She's
like
an undergrad student.
So underqualified. It's not even funny. But there are like a lot of things that I've learned like through my personal experience and only being like 21 and have gone through that, all of that.
Yeah.
You know.
Have you ever been in a calorie deficit?
Yeah.
Okay.
I usually am in a calorie deficit, but I've noticed that when I would track and I would be in a calorie deficit, it was the same amount that I would eat normally. But I also think that was just the way that I kind of felt I had time to eat in between classes. So I don't know. I just eat when I'm hungry. I snack when I want to. Like
I snack when I want to.
It's like that's where like the balance comes in because I think with like nutrition, it is such a personal thing.
I also think that when you're And this is coming also from personal experience. My second semester of freshman year, I was like holding myself in a hefty calorie deficit, like to the point where I was doing 2 CrossFit workouts a day. I was eating seaweed imported from wherever Amazon imports it from. It was so weird. But when you get to the point where you're so focused on being in a deficit and only eating a certain amount of calories and not focusing on what those calories consist of, I feel like that's where that unhealthy balance kind of gets.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at, like the mental health side of it. I think this is like from my boyfriend and friends that ask me, you know,
Shout
about
out her
things.
boyfriend. We love you.
He's so cute. But when they ask me questions about like random things, I'm like, if you want to eat that, like you need to eat it, because like also when there's different reasons why you might be craving like certain things, like you might have a nutrient like deficiency, or you're just tired so your body's craving like extra carbs or something. But when you really want something, you know, that's like also your body talking to you. Like you have to respect it. And I always just tell them like mental health is the biggest pillar of finding health. We're here to talk about balance and stuff. And so that's like getting your body moving and eating healthier. There's so many clean swaps that you can make that are simple and can really make a difference.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you all of a sudden have to switch to only eating fruits and vegetables and never eating a chip again.
Yeah.
But if you maintain that like healthy mental state and balance with everything, I think finding a passion in your health and stuff comes a lot easier. Like you enjoy working out because you respect and appreciate your body, and you like cooking because you're allowing yourself to like slow down and take the time to feel yourself. That is what I think like the holistic health like comes in, because you're connected in all ways, like your mind, your body, and like the world around you. I think like those 3 things like really do help keep you in a really good loop.
Yeah. What you said there kind of brought up a few different points. The first is that, like you said, you're doing it because you love your body. When you're so focused on that calorie deficit or on eating a certain amount, it becomes this mental game with yourself. Like, okay, don't eat that. Don't do this. You're restricting yourself and it's unhealthy. And I think, like you said, that's where the point of balance comes in. If you want to eat that chip or that cookie, you should. And then the next thing that made me think of was portions. You can eat whatever you want, but you don't have to indulge in a gigantic bag of chips, but don't restrict yourself fully. There is that balance. And then third, what you said about swapping the healthy or the different substitutions. All of these are easy transitions where you don't have to be mad at yourself or yelling at yourself internally, being like, don't eat this, don't eat that, and being an all or nothing. There's an easy way. And I like that you tied it into holistic health about the mind, the body, and the world around you, because no one's going to be focused on their food all the time, 24/7, every single day. There's a life outside you. There's people you're interacting with.
Things that you have to do. Like,
exactly.
Who is sitting there? Like, who has the time of day to just sit there and think about that all day?
Yeah, and weigh your almonds, okay? No one. And if you do that, I'm not saying there's anything against it. I'm saying when it becomes unhealthy
like
mentally.
an obsession with that, it's bad. And especially, like, going out. You know, we are college age students. Like, I do enjoy an early morning shotgun in the shower and going to brunch and having mimosas that are not made with probably fresh orange juice. Like, it's probably like, you know, sugar, whatever. Who cares? And then I'm going to eat a breakfast Sammy.
Yeah. And I'm going to have some fucking hash browns.
Yeah, because those are the best.
I actually disagree. That's kind of a weird hot take. I do not love hash browns. I know.
I like hash browns with like tater tots are so good. I like more crispy.
I'm not a big tater tot guy either. Really? Give me some crispy fries.
Oh, Culver's fries.
And okay,
I love Culver's fries.
I don't like Culver's fries.
Really?
No, like McDonald's fries are way better.
Oh, I don't really like McDonald's fries.
Way better. Are you serious?
Yeah.
You might be the first person to ever say that.
Fun tip, anybody who is gluten-free, McDonald's fries have gluten. But I don't really like McDonald's fries. I never have. They always have given me a headache. But I think a lot of the foods that gave me headaches was because I needed to be like gluten-free sooner.
Okay, that makes sense.
It was weird growing up, like mac and cheese and pizza and like cotton candy. And like all these random foods would give me like the worst headaches and stomach aches. But I mean like the cheese, obviously. But I think it was like the gluten too. And we just like didn't know. Like there was so many things.
Gluten's in everything.
It's insane. And soy is too. But I limit my soy too. But
how many people do you think are intolerant to gluten? If you had to guess.
It's so
in a
hard.
non-professional estimation?
I don't even know. That's like a tough question, honestly, because it's tough to say too if you're like fully intolerant, because my original doctor was like, you're not intolerant to gluten. Like, it's probably something else that it's being cooked with, which is so common. That's why cutting out foods can be like scary too, because as soon as you cut them out, you grow that intolerance to them. Cut it out for 2 weeks fully, and then kind of keep track what happens during that 2 weeks. And I really do recommend that, because if you want to, or you feel like you need to, just because it is like short term and it's a bit easier, it's not, your body's not going to grow an intolerance in 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
And it's affordable to do. That's the issue too. Like, being gluten-free and eating healthier and stuff, it is more of an expensive lifestyle.
Oh my gosh.
But I also
Whole
feel
Foods,
like I've
you
been
want to buy a
doing
loaf of
this-
bread, it's like
I know.
$800. Like, okay, perfect.
Like, this is a hot take, but it's not a hot take. Whole Foods is literally cheaper than the Target on State Street to grocery shop at. Especially,
No way.
Yeah, especially if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get those discounts.
I did not know that. Okay, Trader Joe's is not that expensive.
No,
and
it's
people
so cheap.
think it's so expensive.
No, it's got, okay, I will say it's gotten a little bit more expensive, but what hasn't? But it is so cheap. I can get like
cheap.
the biggest stacked cart of groceries, and it's
I guess we should say relatively cheap. You know,
cheap.
it's not like
it's not like it's
$1 each,
inexpensive,
but for what you're getting,
no, there is like certain things that are definitely cheaper. But yeah, way less. $100 max, but I have food to last me literally for like weeks.
exactly. I can't remember the last time I went to Trader Joe's and spent over $40, $50.
Yeah, I just did grocery shopping at Trader Joe's last Monday.
Trader Joe's should just sponsor me. Trader Joe's, if you're listening, I would love a sponsorship. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I really, if you want to like send some like goods our way, like
If you had the muffins, like the cinnamon gluten-free muffins,
so good,
so good.
But I also really love like the vegan buffalo chicken dip.
Oh, I've never had
It's
that.
like made with like it's so good. I like remade it based off of their inspo, but it's really, really good. So
My roommate loves, like, when I say loves, I mean when she lived in San Francisco, she had it every day for like 7 days in a row, I think she said. It's the buttered chicken there.
oh yes, it is so
I don't like it that
good.
much. I don't know what it is. I
was
think
good.
it smells like cinnamon.
The buttered chicken.
Yeah, I think it smells like
If I'm being
Christmas.
honest, I don't remember the smell of it, but I just am pretty sure I liked it. I actually haven't had it though in like a year, so I don't know why I'm like, oh my god.
Next time you go grocery shopping, you have to pick it
Yeah,
up.
I'm
It
gonna
smells
eye
like
it up.
cinnamon. I'm not kidding.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I need a tip from you. What is your trick of if you go out or when you go out, when you go out and you get trashed and you come back the next morning, you feel bloated, or it doesn't even have to be going out. If you're somewhere the night before and you're eating something and you wake up or you come back that night and you feel bloated, what is a way to kind of de-bloat yourself, make yourself feel better?
Well, I always try to drink a lot of water, and I know that's like such a stupid given.
No, but people underestimate that.
No, they do. I always try to drink a lot of water, especially if you're drinking, because my joints get really sore.
Yeah.
I just feel like electric, like somebody had to like plug my generator in. Like, that's just how my body feels. But I always like try to get up. I try to keep a routine. I notice like it helps me with just like everything. Make my bed, crawl around.
Crawl.
Sometimes it's tough, bro.
Sometimes I can't get on my feet quite yet, and I need to stay on my hands and knees.
If I juiced beforehand, you can't really keep fresh juice, for very long, but I tried to like always have like lemons on hand or like whatever.
Lemons make a difference. Warm lemon water?
Yeah. So I
Telling you.
usually do like, if I don't have juice present, I will like do apple cider. I love apple cider vinegar.
Okay, what's the difference between apple cider vinegar and a turmeric shot?
They're different. Apple cider vinegar. That's a good, I have no fucking idea.
They're different. I don't know how. Anyways.
I don't know. But
So apple cider vinegar.
yeah,
don't
apple
have
cider
juice.
vinegar and water. Do not take it by itself. The amount of people I see just pulling shots of straight vinegar, it's gonna burn the shit out of your esophagus. Like, who raised you guys?
Guys, stop. Seriously, stop.
So I always do that. Every night before I go to bed, I do that. Even when I go out. Oh, sometimes it's hard to choke down.
You should just mix it in with your shot. A little apple cider vinegar.
Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe
You
I'll
should
try
bring a
that.
mini, like, those to-go or travel-size shampoo bottles or little containers.
Oh, and just squirt it out.
Yeah,
that's
squirt
a
it
good
in
idea.
there.
That's a way better idea.
It's kind of a life hack.
Otherwise,
everybody.
I've been really loving aloe juice, like whole leaf aloe juice. So it kind of tastes like much, but it has a kind of weird taste. But I just mix that with my water in the morning. Otherwise, the easiest, like most simple thing that I feel like really, really, really debloats me is just warm water or hot water, honey, and like a little bit of like cayenne pepper.
Oh.
And I just drink that. And I mean, it's not like it's like magical, like it's like, whoa, but
You're going to lose 20 pounds on the spot,
cayenne
baby.
is like so, like such a great antioxidant. It has so many like anti-inflammatory properties.
I had no idea.
That was like so many tips in one. You asked for one, but I kind of wanted to
no,
cater
I'm learning
to like,
so much.
I kind of wanted to cater to like everybody who like, I mean, honey is a pretty like staple thing. I feel like powdered cayenne pepper, a lot of people have, or go and get it and just add it to random things. But like in like lemon water is a given, but
Lemon water does so much. It even makes you feel better.
it's really hydrating. And also just adding a salt, because I have like iodine deficiency. I always crave salt
Really?
because of the thyroid thing.
The whole thyroid thing.
The whole thyroid thing just really does it for me. But I love salt.
So are you more of a salty than sweet?
So here's a weird thing. I always had the biggest sweet tooth, like chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. And I hate sweet and salty mixes. They give me a headache, but now I like them.
Now you like them?
Now I like them.
So if you're starving and I'm going to put a bag of chips and a bag of candy in front of you, are you going to go for the candy?
Oh, it depends on the type of chips.
What about what is your favorite type of chip?
Tortilla chips.
Plain?
I'm so lame. Yeah.
Psycho.
Or I love popcorn, but that's not a chip.
Yeah, true. Okay, but still, salty snack or sweet snack?
Definitely salty.
Okay, that's how I am. I do not have a sweet tooth though. I really don't.
I really used to not, and then now, I mean, I really used to. I totally got that mixed up. I really used to. Now it's more like salty, and then like here and there I crave sweet things.
Okay.
Like sometimes like, oh, I want ice cream.
So I'm gonna go get ice cream.
So-
I love that. Dang. We're learning so much. I feel like this is just you're already a holistic doctor.
It's like so
in my
many
eyes.
random tips that so many people probably know, but that's like the thing is like at our age, I mean, one with social media, like everything gets really spread out and whatever. But like there's so many things that you have to like become accustomed to. Like even this is another thing that I would do that's not food related to like deep bloating in the morning, whether you are out drinking or even at night before you go to bed. Lay on the ground and just like rub your stomach, like give your stomach like a little massage. It's like a lymphatic massage and it helps digestion. It's just so good for you.
Do you take probiotics? Mm-hmm. That just reminded me of it. Okay,
I take a refrigerated. It's called Florigen.
I take the same one
Yes.
every day. Oh my gosh, twins.
I love it. There are just like so many like things like in college that you need to figure out. Even like what I choose to drink when I go out beforehand or like what I eat at dinner. They don't have a gluten-free bun. Like I'm not going to pay $15 for a burger patty. Like no. Mm-hmm. And then I love a good salad, like a loaded chicken salad for like the same price. Like I've come to realize like I'm gonna be honestly just as satisfied after eating that like salty, savory chicken salad as I am like eating that burger. And like hopefully Austin, my boyfriend, gets fries, or we get fries for the table just because I'm a fry girl.
Come, okay?
Yeah, but like that's another really big thing that I've like grown into.
Will you switch what you eat for dinner before you go out, or eat for a meal before you go out just to like de-bloat? Because I know there are some people who are like, if we're going out tonight, I'm not having pizza for dinner because it's going to make me bloated.
No, but there's definitely foods that I know trigger me and like that bloat me more than others. Kale is a big, big thing. Like I cannot digest kale. I don't really eat kale anymore, but I cannot digest kale.
Okay, that's a perfect example because if you would go on TikTok or you would go on social media, they're like kale, eat kale, lane kale, fucking bathe in kale.
It is so good for you. But every time I eat it,
have it. Yep.
I'll massage the shit out of it. I'll saute it. Like I've tried so much stuff and like I just cannot. I get such bad like indigestion, like where it hurts like in your chest and I'm so bloated. It's awful.
That's so interesting.
But so like I just like know what triggers me. Even if something's like gluten free and vegan and doesn't have this, there's like certain foods like apples, for instance.
Yeah.
I have to have an apple paired with like a healthy fat, like peanut butter or something. And only like half an apple. Like otherwise I get like the worst indigestion and like cramping.
That's so interesting. Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah. So back to that. I don't change what I eat. I might eat earlier in the day than I normally would eat dinner just so then my body can have time to digest and I can like
that's a good tip.
Feel good about myself going out. No, I mean last night I literally had nachos. Came back here, showered because I was like swimming in the lake all day and was like shotgunning with these random boys.
Wait, hold on. Speaking of, if you don't drink beer, what do you shotgun? You shotgun seltzers?
No.
We caught her in a loophole, baby.
This is so hard. So yeah, I guess sometimes seltzer
Or tweez.
I'm not really a big twee girl.
Really? Tweez are twisted teas for those who are unaware.
Here and there, but I never buy them because I don't really like them that much. But like crooked marker and like a press.
Oh, okay.
You know, those are a little easier. I just had Happy Dads.
I love Happy Dads.
I've never had them until yesterday. The grape one is like Kool-Aid, and I didn't gun it. I gunned like a Michelob Ultra because they're like, fun fact, less than 20 parts per million of gluten. Like,
oh, there you go.
They're essentially gluten-free, but not totally gluten-free. But they don't really hurt my stomach. So I gunned those yesterday.
Came back here.
8 nachos. And then, went out. And I was like fine with it. I'm honestly, again, like that mental health, like that good place. If I'm a little bloated, who gives a fuck? Nobody cares.
You're like, I'm still hot, okay?
And I'm still happy because ask me what I did today. I literally was on the lake on a boat drinking with my best friends, came back, ate my favorite food in the world, nachos.
Nachos your favorite food?
Oh,
love it.
Love nachos so much. I would die for nachos. And then went out and now I'm just having a good time. That is to me like a good balance of like that, like food to whatever. And like the nachos, like I made sure like they were gluten free. Obviously the chips were still baked in some oil, like fried in some oil, but I didn't care. And then like chicken, obviously I had no cheese. But when you really break it down, it's like tortilla chips, beans, chicken, pico.
It's all healthy stuff, okay? Come on.
Yeah, like when you all break it down, like it's really like there's a good balance of like fats and carbs and protein. So I was kind of like, whatever. That's another thing too, like eat what you want and eat it in moderation, but like also like pay attention to like those subgroups, you know, like I noticed that too, like my relationship with food and on this journey got so much better when I started setting myself up for success instead of failure when I'm eating. Oh, that's my protein. Like identifying like my protein and my carbs and my fat sources like in what I'm eating really makes me realize the meals I'm eating are a complete, I'm feeling my body, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Every single cookbook and nutritional educator and dietitian, anybody on TikTok, you know, like you need those like 3 subgroups.
Yep.
And it's like once you like just start identifying them, even if they might not be the best quality of that group, like it makes you feel like you are doing better. And then you automatically just feel like happier and more satisfied, I feel like, after
it's
that.
a different scale of balance even right there because you're making sure that you're not just eating all these carbs or you're not just eating all this protein. And I totally get that. I also love how you said eat whatever you want and eat it in moderation because that's the biggest thing in college is you're going out a lot. You're drinking a lot.
Yeah.
You're eating a lot of junk food. Qdoba, Conrad, shout out, the fucking best. But then if you're just keeping a decent balance during the week, it's not like you need to cut yourself or restrict yourself or be mad. Just be aware.
Well, especially if you're working out, like, I mean, 80% of like your diet and your like health, whatever, comes from eating, like your eating patterns. Like if you're trying to lose weight, you know, a lot of that starts in the kitchen and not necessarily even working out. But like if you're getting up and moving your body, walking a lot and going to the gym and eating healthy, one day, I don't care what you say, one day is not going to kill you. If I'm not day drinking, I mean, I'm maintaining, like I'm going to the gym and I'm eating healthy or what I think is healthy throughout the day. And then I'm going out at night and then maybe stopping back for food. Otherwise, I'm cooking here, something late night, you know? But like, it's not like I totally lost that process. Like you can't let one day kill you because it doesn't.
Exactly.
You're going to wake up bloated no matter what. Like, from drinking because alcohol just does that. And if it doesn't do that to you, like
you're lucky.
You are so lucky because I'm out here. I mean, I love the taste of a vodka water. I really do. But like a vodka water is like nothing, literally nothing. And I'm still bloated when I wake up. You just
feel puffy the day after drinking. Yeah. You feel gross in your own skin. And that's when it's really important to remind yourself that it is.
It's like, why do we do this? But it's so, it's just the lifestyle and it's fun. I enjoy it. So it's kind of like, I'm not going to get wrapped up in everything.
All right, Olivia Schmitz. So if you're going to pick your ideal Saturday night, start to finish, your breakfast meal, your lunch meal, your dinner meal,
Okay.
and then your drink going out, and then your late night snack. What would it be?
Okay. So I'm not a big breakfast girl.
I'm such a big breakfast girl.
I love breakfast food, but I don't really eat in the morning. Some days it's so different. But if I did eat breakfast, I like eggs, and like I love making like eggs and like an omelet or like sweet potato, like all the veggies, maybe some meat. I like protein. Or like a smoothie, but if I usually don't eat in the morning, but for lunch I usually have literally like a smoothie or a smoothie bowl, like a protein smoothie or smoothie bowl. And then for dinner, I love chicken, sweet potatoes. I've really been loving like lettuce, like using like romaine lettuce as like my chips, and I'll make like nachos and I'll use those as my chips. If I have tortilla chips, I haven't bought them in so long, but a portionable size of tortilla chips on the side just to like get that
salt, that crunch.
That nice salt, you know. That was a lot, but that breakdown was confusing. A lot of times I have like an RX bar like mid-morning, and then I'll have like a smoothie bowl, protein smoothie, middle of the day, and then dinner, which is usually like some sort of...
You're not eating a sandwich during lunch? Dude, I crave a sandwich every single day.
I love sandwiches, but like gluten-free breads are so full of fillers.
That's true.
I love unwedges though. I made one like the other day before the bar. It was really good. My dinner really always just changes, but it usually ends up eggs and veggies or like some other protein like meat and veggies, or like go get fries and drinks, and I'm like, yeah. And then sometimes that's just dinner because I eat a whole large shareable basket of fries by myself. But then my drink...
Balance, people, okay? Balance.
My new favorite going out drink to pregame with is tequila, 818.
What kind?
The Blanco.
Okay.
With coconut water, and lime juice. Like a fresh squeezed lime.
With coconut water?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If you like coconut, I love coconut.
I feel like that would taste good with the Blanco too.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so decent. So I have that pregame. Shots are a must before we go out in this apartment. So that's usually more tequila. And then I go to the bar. And usually I switch to vodka waters then, just because tequila waters with
tequila
that
waters at the bar. Yeah.
Tequila, 75-25 mixing status. No.
Does it hurt you and like upset your stomach to mix alcohols though?
Usually, yeah, but tequila and vodka, I notice I can kind of make that work.
I can allow it.
Yeah, mixing is so awful. I like had to pay like the repercussions for that a couple weeks ago. I went from like margs to vodka to tequila shots to champagne to wine. Literally.
Ending with wine is a killer. It is such a killer. One of my best friends only drinks wine.
I love
so
wine.
So she'll pregame with wine, go out and only drink wine. And it's like, how? So then when I pregame with her, I'll have wine, and then I'll go out to the bar and get vodka, and I'm like, I can't do this, dude.
See, I can do that, and I'm fine. But I do know like wine is just like, it's just more sugary than a vodka water or something, or a vodka soda, like whatever you have. So I noticed like that's where I get my worst hangovers from.
Understood.
The added sugars. And then my late night snack, I love cereal. I'm coming home from the bar and I am making cereal.
Are you kidding? What kind of cereal?
Ooh, it depends. So I love 3 Wishes cereal because it's grain-free, higher in protein, less added sugars.
Wait, what's 3 Wishes?
It's a brand of cereal.
Okay.
Sponsor. I love you so much. But it has like 8 grams of protein, 3 grams of like sugars. It's grain-free. So it just, I find I digest it really easily. Almond milk, and then this is my like newfound trick to 1, keep me full, and 2, kind of make me not wake up so hungover. I mix in protein powder either with water or almond milk if I have it.
Oh, really?
Into my cereal milk. Yeah.
That's so, I've never heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Added protein.
Great tip.
Also, I just love plain Chex though too, like the plain corn Chex. And then maybe added some like frozen bloobs in it.
Some bloobs. Some bloobies.
It's my favorite late night.
I have never heard of anyone who prefers late night cold food over warm food. Because I want something warm. I want something heated. Yeah. That's interesting.
I like cold food though. It depends on the food, but like I love cereal.
You would prefer a cold bowl of cereal over a burrito bowl at Qdoba or Chipotle?
That definitely depends on my night. But I would say, okay, really like 90% of the time I'm craving cereal. The other 10 though is Doba, 100%.
I love that.
Hands down. I might get. No, I got to make my ground turkey. It's gonna go bad. But I was like just really debating.
You could make your own
tonight.
burrito bowl though.
I could.
There you go with the ground turkey. That's actually perfect.
I should make that.
What about a little quick trip? You know, Shitty and I, when we would go to lacrosse, I think all we would eat was Quick Trip.
Rotisserie chickens.
We would go to the Quick Trip in lacrosse at like 5 a.m. in the morning, so we'd have to be back in Madison.
Because we had game day to get ready for.
I would just get a gallon of water and set it on my lap, and I'm like, this is miserable.
No, literally, I'd be like, get breakfast sandwiches, but they all have gluten, so then I'm out here like trying to maybe get some tater tots that are gluten-free, like... I don't know.
We're scourging the Quick Trip and lacrosse for gluten-free options. They're like, get out of here.
They're like, rotisserie chicken and tortilla chips. You got it. Yeah. I'm like, yes, breakfast.
Thank you so much. That morning was tough.
Oh, that was such an awful morning.
Yeah. Shitty and I had a few mornings where we would just kind of stay up all night when we were visiting other college towns and then maybe get 30 minutes of sleep and be like, shit. Who's driving
and
home?
We have a full day of drinking.
We got game day. What are we going to do? Yeah, those mornings are tough. But I guess to end the discussion on balance, healthy balance, what is one thing you would say to listeners who want to get started but don't know where to start with a healthy eating lifestyle?
I would say like really, and I honestly feel like I tell people this all the time, just what I do when I find myself like kind of falling out of not bad or like my good habits, but I find myself like eating more processed food or like junk food and kind of just unhealthy. I just try to like snack first on like healthier foods, like find your like favorite fruits and vegetables and like have fun with it. I think that's a big thing too, is like having fun with it, like on your fitness journey. Like there's so many healthy recipes that are out there, but I notice like if I'm craving like chips, for instance, or like really I might just be craving like that salt or like that crunch. And this might be annoying for, I guess, people to hear, but like cucumbers with like just salt and pepper on them, like that satisfies me. And I notice like I might not even be hungry. Like it might just be that I'm bored and want a snack, or like maybe I am hungry, but at least now I like kickstarted my digestive system with something that's like healthier. And like now it kind of like we've all been foraging and starving. Sometimes we're just like feel like we're going savage for food.
Yep.
And I just noticed when you like start with a healthy snack or like grab a couple of like grapes while you're like cooking dinner, like before you start to like even decide what you want, it kind of helps you like dictate, oh, I actually want a sandwich instead of like a million things that I just thought I wanted to like race through my head when I opened my fridge, you know?
Yep.
I feel like that is like the easiest thing that you can like start to do. And also like making those healthier swaps, like just noticing more, you know, at the store, even Lay's baked chips over like Lay's fried potato chips. But again, that's that moderation, but like making those smaller changes, paying kind of more closer attention to those things and listening to your body is like such an easy way for like anybody, I think, to get started in their healthy journey. And just like give yourself some grace, you know, with it. Like going back to that mental health and like being happy, just do it at your own pace. Don't look for other people's approval in what you're doing. It's so easy to be like, oh, you're getting that? Like, I'm getting a salad. Because like, really, when you look at somebody's burger compared to maybe somebody's salad, I mean, yours might have like the healthier carbs, but theirs has like protein.
Yeah, and your salad could have 15 million dressings and toppings on it.
Exactly. And so like once you get out of that, like don't really pay attention to that. You just got to do you, and that's really like the simplest thing that I
love
have,
that.
the biggest recommendation I have.
Listen to your body, trust your body. What agrees with someone else might not agree with you. Also listen if you're hungry. Like you said, sometimes we're just eating because we're bored. And if you maybe snack on a couple things and just step away from it or have a small portion, you will probably realize, okay, I'm not even hungry.
And just like putting things on a plate or a bowl instead of taking like the whole container with you.
Yes. Or even putting a handful of chips on a plate instead of bringing the bag with you.
Oh,
that's a huge change, actually.
A whole bag of chips. I think that goes for like a lot of people. Even a whole bag of grapes. Sometimes I have really good self-control, but other than that, like, meh. Depends on my day. But if I'm like busy doing homework and a bag of chips is next to me, like I am eating way more chips than I am hungry for, and I don't even realize that I just ate them all.
It's just going through the motions. You're just doing it without thinking twice. I totally get that.
So crazy.
But that's a perfect answer. Just do you. I love that. That's the Olivia Schmitz way. That's the shitty way.
That's the shitty way. Just do it shitty.
Just do it shitty. All right, you ready for some hot takes?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, hot take section. You want to start?
You can go first.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know how I chose this hot take for today, but since we're on the whole medical side of things, have you watched Grey's Anatomy?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I feel that watching shows, how do I word this? I prefer to watch shows that have less seasons. And Grey's Anatomy is a perfect fucking example because people are obsessed with Grey's Anatomy. They're like, oh, I'm on my 3rd time through watching it. Have you ever seen it? I'm like, fuck no. There's 38 seasons and I don't want to start it because it feels unattainable. It feels like when I start it, I'm not gonna be able to finish it. There's no way. And when I do start it, it's like I'm so focused on wanting to finish it or that there's so many seasons ahead or so much to happen that I don't even want to watch it anymore. I don't know. And I also feel like shows with longer seasons get drawn out. Like how many ways can a person die? But Grey's Anatomy has covered it all. Okay, I've seen them die from a heart attack 800 times. There's already been that sex scandal in the back room.
But like 20 times.
Yes, but 20 times there's been the cheating incident or the car crash. It's like, and then it just drays out. Isn't everyone, this is a little morbid. I'm so sorry for anyone listening. Isn't everyone dead in Grey's Anatomy?
Basically, except for like the main, like, well, Meredith is still alive. They wouldn't have a show if they didn't have Meredith. Like, not everybody's dead. But this is such a hot take. Like, I've noticed like my hands are sweating. So,
no, but yeah, there it is. So shows with less seasons, I prefer more than shows with more seasons.
I grew up like watching Grey's Anatomy, and I loved it. And I like after like the last couple. I mean, I stayed home from school when Derek Shepherd died. Like I could not hang. Like I cried so hard. I was way too attached, but I cannot watch it now. Like the new seasons, like kill me. I mean, I watched like I guess it's a lie. I watched like the last season and not spoil it for anybody, but I hate how they ended it. And it really upset me. And so I stopped watching it. And now my mom and sister are rewatching it. And I was like home last weekend and I was watching it with them. And just knowing now, this is so annoying too, but knowing now how like healthcare and hospitals work and the rules and stuff, none of that shit is even legal.
Dude, that is what everyone who is in that field or profession says.
It is like, it's so hard for me to watch because it's down to like what they say and how they act and how they even are able to talk to each other. I'm like, their ass would be fired so fast.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
No. It's
exactly.
so crazy.
But I do get it for you where you said you grew up watching it, and shows with longer seasons like Friends per se or like Modern Family, shows that you've already seen or that are easy to just click on and watch an episode. I totally get that side of it. But I'm talking about when a show has like 8 seasons and it's trending and everyone's like, you need to watch this. I'd rather watch a show with less seasons, get it done, feel accomplished, feel something, really enjoy the show than have it be longer seasons and be drawn out.
Yeah.
There's my hot take.
I kind of get that too.
Grey's Anatomy was just the perfect sacrifice for this.
Medical.
Because people always talk about it. They're like, I'm on my 8th time through watching Grey's Anatomy. I'm like, that would take me 45 years.
Like, no, literally. And I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like grandfathered in, like, you either like grew up watching and like loved it. Like nobody has just recently started watching for the beginning.
True.
There's no way.
There's no one who's like, all right, season 1, episode 1 of Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Actually, if you are that though, good for you.
No, yeah, you have dedication.
Yeah, you're a beast. Couldn't. You're doing what I cannot.
Back to that whole eating a bag of chips in one sitting, like, oh, game over.
Game over. So yeah, what's your hot take?
Okay, this is like kind of like, nutritional based, but when people ask me what my major is and I say nutritional sciences, they're always like, oh, so are like you a health nut? My hot take is that I at least feel like people have this idea of what like a nutritional whatever is supposed to look like, because on social media, they're all like super petite, like ripped Pilates, like almond. And like, okay, if that's your body build, good for you. And I'm so happy that like you have a healthy, happy body. But I do think there's like people's body builds are different. But I think it's like that supermodel fitness guru picture that they imagine in their head. And so whenever people ask me that, I'm always like so insecure, and I do feel like I really do follow like nutrition like very closely, but like it's not like I look like I'm in the gym like 12 hours a day and like, you know, whatever. Like I feel like I have like a normal body, and like people ask me that, and I'm like,
And you can just tell I actually agree with that. I feel like there's a stereotype
No,
like,
there
oh, this
is.
is your major, then it has to be your lifestyle, and
Yes.
you're eating a grape each day and maybe a fancy little almond for
maybe
dessert.
like a sparkling water.
Look at you crazy girl.
No, like-
but I do get that.
Isn't that weird? And I also feel like that's like fashion majors. I honestly feel like that goes for every major. Like if you're a fashion major and you're wearing joggers and somebody asks you what major you are, and you're like, oh,
That's
fashion.
true.
They're like, yeah, good luck. Where the fuck
And then
are you
you
working?
always have to defend yourself. Like why? Like
Yes.
if you are a fashion major and you go out and you're wearing whatever you want to wear that isn't technically fashionable and
Yeah.
someone asks you, then you have to be like, oh well, I'm hungover, or yeah, look at me right now. This isn't usually
like,
how
oh
I dress.
yeah, like I didn't really try that hard today.
Yeah. Who gives a shit?
No, literally, it's so crazy. But like,
Well, in my eyes, you look like a nutritional sciences major.
but it was like, no, I just think it's like so weird. Like it drives me crazy that my whole TikTok feed is like nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. I love nutrition. It is my favorite thing, my favorite hobby. But it is so easy to like get sucked in to like that and like what people think like that you should look like, you know?
Exactly.
But I feel like a lot of people live a healthy lifestyle ish and they don't even like realize it. I mean, really, especially like on campus. I mean, if you're walking to class, like I don't know about you, but I walk like 20,000 steps in a day.
Exactly. And people don't have to be so hard on themselves.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to make all these major life changes.
I cannot. I used to do HIIT workouts. I used to do all of this hardcore lifting and blah, blah, blah. And I was so unhealthy. I like used to be able to like lift so much. And now I work out Katie Baker with 5-pound weights.
Dude, I think lighter weights are better. And you never know, again, what's going to work for you. Maybe you
Yeah.
like to lift and that works for your body and how you want to
Yes.
look. That's fucking awesome. Maybe you just run, or maybe you don't do any of that and you just walk each day. Whatever works for your
Yes.
body is good enough.
That was kind of my like scrambled hot take. Like everybody just has these stereotypes. And I'm like,
Shitty's here to debunk them, okay?
I am just like so over it.
I think you're the best type of nutritional sciences major, though, because circling it all back, you're all about balance.
Yeah.
You're understanding how people live their life. You are so healthy. Everyone listening can clearly understand that you have these healthy habits and you're interested in everything, but you're also a human.
Yeah.
And you're allowing yourself to make mistakes. You're allowing yourself to live,
Dude,
go out, take an extra shot or 8,
This
whatever.
is a little TMI, but like to all the listeners, like I woke up one morning brutally hungover, brutal. Saw on a TikTok banana bread. This is like where the fun comes in. That's what I'm getting at with this. Saw a TikTok of banana bread.
Oh, I know where this
TikTok
is going.
of banana bread is the only thing that got me out of bed. Okay. I mosey on in.
Not Pilates, not a HIIT workout, banana
Banana
bread.
bread
Okay?
got me out of bed that day. I am like wearing nothing but my underwear. My roommates are not home. And I walk into my kitchen and I start whipping up banana bread. No recipe. Yeah, the TikTok had a recipe. But like, no.
You're like, I'm better than that.
I'm exploring. And that's where like my fun and creativity like comes in with nutrition a lot. Like I do not use recipes. I make up like my own recipe. Like eventually someday like I want to have like a cookbook / blog, like easy go-to recipes
Oh,
for like
you so should.
college. I started writing it.
You should let it
It's
be
been a
known
work in
here
process.
first. Okay, Shitty is gonna have a little blog, a little recipe book.
Yeah, and
you
it's-
all need to buy it.
It's for just like busy people, college students, people that are not making a yearly salary. Like how to just easily make healthy and good recipes, like using simple ingredients and like doing simple things.
I love that.
And so anyways, I made this, back to the banana bread. I made this banana bread, right? And I am, I ran out of time, so I couldn't cook it at the time. And so I put it in the fridge, come back to make my banana bread at like 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, damn it, this is so late to cook banana bread. But anyways, put it in the oven. I'm just so excited. I've waited all day. When I tell you I cooked it for 2 hours and it never cooked, it was like the softest, spongiest, like, I don't know.
Cut through and it falls apart.
No, I literally like
It's
I like
liquid.
scraped some off the top and it like felt cooked and I like looked under and I was like, oh, it looks kind of done. But it also looked like if you would like take a pancake and just put it under water and just slimy solid but slimy.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Never cooked through. Put it again for an hour. It's 11 p.m. at this point. Banana bread never cooked through.
That's your future holistic doctors, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. And
Someone wipe her up.
I was so upset because, who does not love banana bread?
Banana bread is the universal.
But I definitely
best kind
should
of
have
bread.
used a recipe. And, well, not even use a recipe, but maybe looked at what is supposed to go in banana bread and then kind of made my own recipe based off of that. I don't even know. I was just guessing.
What do you think went wrong?
Too much liquids.
Too much.
But I could say the same about the night before.
Yeah.
So. No judgment.
Awesome. Like we said, balance. Okay? If you're hungover, make a little banana bread.
Just have fun with it. Nutrition's all about learning. It's like anything in life. Like finding your favorite hobbies and just like going with that. It doesn't have to be like an all or nothing or like super serious. It is just fun little recipes that you can do like here and there and try. And if you hate it, remember like your body just doesn't want you to have it. It doesn't like it. It's not good for you. Yeah.
Absolutely. What a perfect way to end this week's episode.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Like so fun. I was like so nervous like coming on this thing. I was like, my voice is like gonna be so raspy.
We're laying in bed. It's Sunday.
No,
Yeah.
I'm like, need to shower, like.
But you know what? That's exactly how it should be recorded.
Oh,
we
it's the
covered
best.
every topic. It's perfect.
We went around the world with topics.
We did.
I love it.
That's exactly how it should be.
My mind is like still on tater tots or fries. Like now I'm kind of like debating myself.
You're going to throw away that ground turkey and just go get Qdoba.
I know.
Or Culver's.
Ooh,
That sounds
yeah.
kind of good. Well, there we go. There you have it, everybody. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
Miss
you for
Olivia
having
Schmitz.
me. This was so fun.
I love you, my lady.
I love you. I loved this.
I know. And as always, everybody, remember to own who you are, mean what you say, and whatever you do, do it with emphasis, baby. I will see you next Tuesday.